Hello, just following on from the last video where we were looking at the red and the white. I wanted to look at this. This is willow charcoal. This is a small pack I got of it. It's immediately rubbing off on my hands. So if I actually, draw on the surface, I get something on the surface. The question is that more or less effective than oil paint? So here is a streak done with oil paint before. If I do the opposite streak in charcoal, I can see I've got more control, but it's coming straight off. So what I would think I would do with this is where I've put on some oil, I'd either have to have it slightly tacky or PVA, apply this either as powder from scratching it, like a pigment powder, or as a actual draw on. I'm not sure which I'd go for. It looks quite good. It has, rather than paint, which is flat, it has that three-dimensional look to it. I can see that there are grains on there, but it's coming off as I'm blowing it, so it needs sealing on. And I can't think of a good way, from my perspective, without an airbrush, of sealing it on. The other thing I'm going to do with the Hurricane, so this was for the guns really of the Hurricane. The other thing I was looking at doing is giving it some of that ochre on the underside, so some oil. Not sold on that yet. Here's the progress with the red and white paint though. This is touch dry, and this is strangely touch dry, though that looks, look at the shine, look at the gloss on there. The gloss is really good, and there's no gloss there at all. It's matte. So let's have a look at the gloss, which is here. I'm not diluting it. I'm just going to put some gloss straight on there. So that's 3 spots of gloss. I think if I diluted it, that would be unfair. It is actually quite thick. It's quite syrupy. It's a lot thicker, so it probably did need thinning down some. It probably did need thinning down a touch. Let me wet that off and wick away the difference. So now you can definitely see shine on both sides. You can definitely see that happening. Again, I will leave that to dry. It's just sat idly by a open window. That's my quick 5 minutes. The willow, I'm just not sold on it. I think it would have to be applied on top of wet paint. So the paint is wet, and I use this in some way, as opposed to directly drawing on the model. It's also going everywhere. So I've heard people talk about using charcoal. I just don't think I'm sold on it right now. So at the moment, the winner, or the one in contention, is the Indian red. The Humbrol acrylic red needed the gloss, so we've got a 2-coat process going on versus a single coat of the Acrylic. As for the white, it's gone fine. I think when I come to do the painting, it would have to be lots of layers of white, let them set, and then go for reds. Apart from that, I see you all soon. Bye bye.